What is a better alternative to a 9-box grid for potential or talent?
Uh, Great question. So I I've spent the last probably 5 years of my professional career in house railing against the 9-box grid for that very reason. So there are talent approaches that you can use that are more effective. I have designed my own in the past, and I'd be very happy to share those with anybody who wants information on that on this call. Technology can play a massive part in doing this, because once you start to automate parts of your talent process, it immediately removes kind of the subjectivity element that you have. Well, in by and large, I appreciate the technology is built by people, so therefore, you know, we're being completely scientific. There's of course an element of it, but it removes the majority of biases that we make on people. So think about how we did that at Body Shop. We put a technology platform in place, and we use that. Once we've got very clear criteria about what we needed, we use that to start to select people for positions, roles, opportunities, secondments, versus getting in a room and saying, you know, what do we think of Bob? Is Bob really good at this? Or Sarah, is Sarah any good at you know, these? Do we think Sarah could be the next leader? They're just such subjective questions, because my first challenge as a former head of talent would be to ask, well, what does good look like? And let's be clear about the criteria. Taking away the labels around talent can be really helpful. So if I had £1 for every time I'd heard things like, yeah, I think, you know, that person's not quite ready yet, but they'll be ready in 2 to 3 years. And it's like, okay, amazing. What's going to change in the next 2 to 3 years then? Well, they'll have more experience by then. Brilliant. Experience in what? So what is the gap that you see from now to there that is the roadblock from Sarah getting that job? When you start to then pin it down more, they either go, well, I'm not entirely sure, and it's like, well, maybe we should explore that and find out what it is, because then we can say to Sarah, here's the development plan. You know, if you want to be a general manager, you need marketing experience. You don't have that right now. So let's look at how we can get you the marketing experience, which removes that barrier for you, rather than just, yeah, they're really good in that role, but I'm just not sure I see them as doing this. It's like, what does that even mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so putting that kind of technology platform, or that even, you know, if you haven't got the money to invest in something like that, just putting almost a framework of that in a manual perspective in place, which again, be very happy to talk to people about kind of the pragmatic element of how you could go about doing that. But that's where you start to see the real difference in systematic talent change.